Mark Carney is back in Ottawa and back in the House of Commons today after visiting Donald Trump in the White House without having secured an agreement to either reduce or eliminate U.S. tariffs on Canada. Now, the Prime Minister did not hold the customary press conference at the end of this two-day trip to Washington, instead sent out a cabinet minister who is responsible for Canada-U.S. trade, Dominic LeBlanc, to say that talks with the Trump administration will continue. And Carney and Trump have, according to LeBlanc, both asked their officials to keep the negotiations going, but focused particularly on steel and aluminum, which Trump tariffed, of course, at 50%, and also on energy, which so far has escaped American tariffs. In a news release this morning, Carney's office said he and Trump want their respective teams to conclude this work, quote, in coming weeks. But this is now the second time Carney has sat down with Trump in the Oval Office and left without any deliverable on tariffs to show for it. And today in question period, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre slammed the Prime Minister for telling Trump yesterday that Canada would invest $1 trillion over the next 5 years if they could reach an agreement.
Mr. Speaker, in exchange for $1 trillion of job losses in Canada, will he at least get an end to the U.S. auto tariffs that are killing jobs for our workers in Ontario?
The President of the United States and myself had a meeting of minds yesterday with respect to the future of the steel sector, the aluminum sector, the energy sector in cooperation, which is why our teams are negotiating the terms of those deals. And we are working, as the President himself said in the Oval Office, on the modalities of an auto agreement.
Poilievre there mentioning an emerging area of concern over what seems to be Trump's newfound fixation on the auto sector. This week he announced tariffs on medium and heavy duty trucks built outside the U.S. that could hurt Canadian manufacturers on top of previously announced auto tariffs. And in the Oval Office, he said American consumers want to buy American-made vehicles. He repeatedly raised his desire to see car makers move their factories to the U.S. despite that 60-year-old auto pact agreement to build on both sides of the border. So while these negotiations on steel and aluminum tariffs will continue, looks like Trump is about to move the goalposts again and could take action on autos, which are, of course, the backbone of Ontario's manufacturing sector. Glen McGregor, City News, Ottawa.